theorysabers.com.
Another thing to talk about here. Star Wars actor Katee Sackhoff says that she didn't understand her character of Bo-Katan in The Mandalorian, which destroyed her confidence. It just broke me, she said. I personally think that she did a fantastic job of doing Bo-Katan. She was also the voice of Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars. But let's see what she has to say, and then I'm going to give my views on it. Star Wars actor Katee Sackhoff has said her experience on The Mandalorian left her largely unable to work after she struggles understanding her character's impacted her confidence. Sackhoff stars in The Mandalorian as warrior princess Bo-Katan Kryze, reprising her role in live action after voicing the character for nearly a decade in the animated series Star Wars The Clone Wars, as well as in the episodes of Star Wars Rebels and Tales of the Empire. A guest star in The Mandalorian second season, Sackhoff's character, and a main star in the third season, Sackhoff's character grows in importance throughout its third run, though it is now unclear if or when fans might see Kryze again. I lost all my confidence after Mandalorian, all of it, she said in a video posted to her YouTube channel, describing her growing struggles with the character. My style of acting has always just been, your first instinct is the right instinct. Do that, play the reality of the situation. And I've never really played a character. Do you know what I mean? I've always played 2 steps removed from myself, in a sense. It always felt grounded in some part of my belly of who I was. Bo-Katan is nowhere near who I am as a human being. Her life, what she wants, I didn't understand her. As much as I understood her, I never felt her in my stomach. I never identified with her. I don't know how to find her. The comments are intriguing to hear now from Sackhoff after having played Bo-Katan Kryze since 2012, albeit previously only via voice. It broke me, she continued. It just broke me, where I started doubting everything about myself. I'm not a strong auditioner on tape, and I was having to put myself on tape. I wasn't booking anything, and for 3 years, I basically didn't work, and it just destroyed my confidence. Okay, so is that it? Yeah. She'll be seen in Stephen King's horror classic Carrie, which is okay. So I don't see the relevance. I don't know if some people are talking about this, but I don't see the relevance of her, not understanding Bo-Katan. It's there's a lot of characters that are. I was reading something the other day. The lovely Bones. What's that actor? A very talented guy, Stanley Tudyk or something. No, not Tudyk. Stanley. You guys know who he is. Anyways, he said he had an extremely difficult time playing that character who kidnaps, I highly doubt that he could empathize with any of the motivations of that weirdo character in the movie. But that's part of acting. You have to literally take yourself to a place where you would never go and somebody you would never be, and you have to act as if you are. And I think she did a fantastic job as Bo-Katan, despite not really understanding her or, not being anything like her. I don't think Josh Brolin was anything like Thanos, but he did a fantastic job. Javier Bardem did a fantastic, probably one of the best acting performances I've ever seen in No Country for Old Men. The list goes on here, but Al Pacino. But how it broke her and how she didn't have it. Look, you can't invalidate how she feels, but how that character broke her and that she didn't get any auditions, it's quite possible that it could be, sort of like Hayden Christensen, where you get almost typecast. You nail a character so well and become so well known for that character, in his case, Anakin Skywalker, that you don't really find work again, because anytime someone hires you, they're going to be like, well, I want him to play this new character, but everyone's just going to be looking at him on screen and thinking that's Anakin Skywalker. So it's kind of difficult to break away from that, right? I think it was like Michael Jackson was going to be Jar Jar, and George was like, no, I don't want that, simply because the star presence was too big. And so maybe that's what Katee is suffering from. Maybe she's suffering from having too big of a star presence because she's in freaking Star Wars. She is Bo-Katan. Like, in The Mandalorian, that's a very big character, right? So, yeah, I can see how it would be difficult for her now trying to find work because she nailed it. She did a good job. But I don't necessarily understand the whole point of you know, her not understanding Bo-Katan because she did a good job with her. So, anyways, I hope she finds the work that she wants. I know for it's funny as a viewer because I watch these performances like as a fan. I'm like, oh, they did a great job. But like, I'm sure Hayden would love to get some sort of acting job that he hasn't performed in yet. Maybe like I don't know, like a horror movie or an old western or whatever, But you kind of have to break out of that, which is, I think, what Adam Driver did really well. He didn't allow Kylo Ren to really define him, that character, forever. Whereas Daisy Ridley, I feel like nobody is really going to hire her much because she is now Rey. She's too big in Star Wars. And I think that's kind of what happens is you become too big in Star Wars or Marvel or whatever it might be, and it's going to be hard to break. Like, for example, it's going to be hard for me to see now if Robert Downey Jr. plays in any other film not being Iron Man. It'll be weird. Like, him as Doctor Doom, how am I going to be like, okay, that's Doctor Doom now? That's not Tony Stark, right? So sometimes when you nail a character so well, I feel like you do have a harder time landing roles because everyone's just going to be like, well, no, that's Tony Stark. No, that's Anakin Skywalker. No, that's Bo-Katan. You know? No, that's Jango Fett. That's Darth Maul. That's the Emperor, right? So it's gonna be it's kind of a bittersweet thing, I guess. But I hope she finds all the work that she wants, man. I hope she gets all of her dreams. I hope she I know she's from Vancouver, which is my hometown, my home city. So, hey, from one neighbor to another, I hope she gets everything she wants in her acting career. Um, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Not really a huge video, but I know some of you guys love it when I talk about these things. So, hope you guys have a great day. Let me know what you think as well in the comments below. I think she did a great job, and I'll see you in the next one. May the force be with you.